poet with a silver tongue. The beautiful verses were never sung. I stumble and stutter when I try to speak, playing a game of analog hide and seek. You tell me your stories from the modern age, and I'm just a quiet reader on the page. I wanna confess the things I really feel, but the logic circuits are entirely real. I trace the rim of my coffee cup, terrified to actually look right up. The static is loud in my nervous mind, leaving the beautiful sentences behind. Listen to the words I never say. Listen to the shadows in the gray. The words I never say are in my eyes, underneath the pastel painted skies. I'm writing a novel with a quiet touch, hoping that you understand it very much. The synthesizer hums a delicate tune under the glow of a pastel moon. I'll pull your jacket when the wind is cold, a quiet story that is growing old. I'll leave the porch light burning through the night to guide you safely into the amber light. These are the syllables I safely choose, my favorite remedy for the purple blues. Don't look for dramatic, cinematic speech. The absolute truth is safely within reach. Just decode the silence in the midnight air, and know that my vintage spirit is always there. Listen to the words I never say. Listen to the shadows in the gray. The words I never say are in my eyes, underneath the pastel painted skies. I'm writing a novel with a quiet touch, hoping that you understand it very much. Words I never say. City lights are turning down to low. I'm watching how the midnight shadows grow. The world is rushing, running out of time, but here we have a steady, quiet rhyme. You rest your head upon my chest, and suddenly my mind is at its rest. No need to navigate the heavy storm, as long as I can keep you safe and warm. The static fades into a velvet hum. We're marching to a very different drum, a frequency that nobody can hear, washing away the residue of fear. I will be yours, always and forever, through every kind of changing analog weather. never on our own. I trace the gentle lines upon your face, a perfect map inside a quiet space. If tomorrow brings a heavy pouring rain, I'll be the umbrella for your quiet pain. We don't need a complicated vow, just the beautiful truth of here and now. Time is just a glitch upon the screen. The only truth is what is in between. Let the seasons turn and let them fade. I'll stay inside the sanctuary we made. I will be yours, always and forever, through every kind of changing analog weather. Always the one who answers when you call, ready to catch you every time you fall. In a universe of fading neon blue, my heart is permanently tuned to you. The world can be a heavy, chaotic place, a never-ending, exhausting race. The static is loud on the evening news, a canvas painted in the darkest blues. But then I walk through the front porch door and leave my shadows upon the floor. I look at you standing in the kitchen light, and suddenly everything is perfectly right. It's like a switch in the center of my brain, washing away all the digital rain. A quiet magic that I can't explain, a beautiful remedy for the pain. Every time you smile, the universe slows. A gentle breeze in the meadow blows. Every time you smile, the neon is bright, guiding me safely through the darkest night. I don't need a fortune or an island of gold. I just need that smile when we're growing old. We don't have to speak to communicate. We found a beautiful analog state. You make the complicated puzzle so clear. I lose all my gravity when you are near. The vintage clock on the mantelpiece is ticking, the rhythm of my inner peace. You're a masterpiece in a simple frame. I'm so lucky to be calling your name. But the empires crumble and the
Close the book and lock the heavy door. I swore I wouldn't play the fool anymore. I packed the memories in a dusty cardboard box and changed the combination to the mental locks. I was comfortable living in the quiet gray, watching the neon season slowly fade away. I thought the fire was permanently out, replaced by a heavy, comfortable doubt. But you didn't knock, you didn't try to force. You just walked alongside my quiet course with a gentle patience and a steady light. You guided me softly out of the night. I believed in love again because of you. You painted my gray skies an impossible blue. I believed in love again, the vintage kind, leaving the cynical heavy years behind. You stitched the broken pieces of my analog soul and made the shattered puzzle incredibly whole. The saxophone whispers a long-forgotten tune under the warmth of a healing silver moon. I'm letting down the walls I built so high, watching the defense of modern logic die. I don't have a fear of the sudden falling rain, because you showed me love doesn't have to mean pain. It's a comfortable silence, a safe retreat, making the victory beautifully complete. I'm dusting off the dreams I used to hold before my spirit got so tired and cold. I'm trusting the frequency, trusting the beat, walking beside you down the quiet street. I believed in love again because of you. You painted my gray skies an impossible blue. I believed in love again, the vintage kind, leaving the cynical heavy years behind. You stitched the broken pieces of my analog soul and made the shattered puzzle incredibly whole. Believed again, believed again. You washed the pain away.
Traffic light is flashing a steady yellow glow. We don't know if we should stop or if we should Sitting in the car with nothing left to say, watching the evening colors slowly turn to gray. You hold my hand, but your eyes look far away. A beautiful puzzle that I play every day. I don't know if I'm the anchor or the setting sail, a quiet passenger on a ghost train trail. The gravity is broken, the air is getting thin. I don't know where the boundaries naturally begin. A sudden shift in the midnight atmosphere, waiting for a signal to magically appear. I'm caught in between the hello and goodbye, underneath the heavy waiting pastel sky. Caught in between the shadow and the light, a beautiful limbo in the middle of the night. Not ready to stay, not ready to leave, waiting for a miracle. I can finally believe. The synthesizer plays a haunting, unresolved chord, a quiet tension and a distant reward. I want to fall forward into your arms, protected safely from the city's alarms. But I'm terrified of hitting the solid ground when the beautiful magic is no longer found. So we float in this silent analog space, hiding our truths behind a quiet face. Make a decision, turn the heavy key, release me back into the digital sea, or pull me in close and lock the heavy door and tell me we are safe forevermore. I'm caught in between the hello and goodbye, underneath the heavy waiting pastel sky. Caught in between the shadow and the light, a beautiful limbo in the middle of the night. Not ready to stay, not ready to leave, waiting for a miracle. I can finally believe. In between, paying the cost.
The television static lights up the room, a blue and gray picture of the midnight gloom. I'm drinking black coffee at 3:30, with absolutely nobody sitting next to me. I try to read a book, I try to clear my head, but I just keep I tried to erase the data from the drive, but the memory of you is too alive. You're still on my mind, like a fading dream, floating backwards on a digital stream. Still on my mind, in the purple haze, trapped in the echo of the golden days. I know I should move and leave the past behind, but you are still permanently on my mind. I walk past the diner where we used to sit, before the fire of the magic quit. The neon sign is broken, flickering red, just like the complicated thoughts in my head. I wonder if you ever look at the moon and hear the whisper of this lonely tune, or if you've forgotten the things we shared, and how much my foolish, heavy heart cared. Time is solving us, so people say, designed to wash the heavy sorrow away. But it seems my clock has forgotten to tick, leaving me lonely and a little bit sick. You're still on my mind, like a fading dream, floating backwards on a digital stream. Still on my mind, in the purple haze, trapped in the echo of the golden days. I know I should move and leave the past behind, but you are still permanently on my mind. On my mind, on my mind, every single night. The physical world is turning off its light, surrendering to the heavy velvet night. We're sitting in a bubble made of glass, watching the chaotic modern hours pass. I don't wanna think about the coming day, or watch these beautiful colors turn to gray. Let the clock stop on the bedroom wall before the heavy morning starts to call. The gravity leaves, the frequency clears, washing away all the daylight fears. A telepathic wire connecting us to a highway of stars leading straight to you.
Let's make it forever tonight, bathed in the soft and celestial light. Forever tonight in the quiet glow, with absolutely nowhere else to go. We'll pause the cassette on the sweetest track and promise that we're never going back. The synthesizer plays a heavenly hum. We're marching to a steady, quiet drum. I see the galaxies reflecting in your eyes. A million beautiful and sweet replies. We've touched the edges of the digital sea and found the core of our geometry. A vintage romance, timeless and deep. A beautiful promise I am going to keep. Like the universe spinning its crazy design, I know exactly where my soul aligns. A permanent tether of your soul to mine, a beautifully perfect analog sign. Let's make it forever tonight, bathed in the soft and celestial light. Forever tonight in the quiet glow, with absolutely nowhere else to go. We'll pause the cassette on the sweetest track and promise that we're never going back. Forever tonight. The city is a cage made of silver and glass, watching the heavy, cynical hours pass. We're suffocating under the neon lights, playing by the rules of the artificial nights. I've got the engine running, waiting by the curb. I don't wanna hear another complicated verb. Just grab your jacket and leave the keys. Let's surrender ourselves to the midnight breeze. Drop the heavy bags and leave the past. We're heading for a future that is built to last. No destinations printed on a map, just a beautiful vintage analog trap. Just run with me tonight into the blue. There is absolutely nothing left for us to do. Run with me tonight, let the shadows fall. We don't need this modern world at all. We'll chase the horizon in the fading light. initial signs were breaking the matrix, were cutting the wire, fueling the engine with a vintage fire. The sirens wail at the people stare. We're walking on the electric air, a secret dimension, completely our own, where we never have to walk alone. Just run with me tonight into the blue. There's absolutely nothing left for us to do. Run with me tonight, let the shadows fall. We don't need this modern world at all. We'll chase the horizon and the fading light. If you just take my hand and run with me tonight. Run with me into the dark. Run with me, follow the spark. I look for magic in the city smoke and promises that everyone once broke. I travel miles to find a distant star, forgetting that the light was never far. Through every storm and every winter chill, when everything was loud or standing still, I looked around and saw a steady light, keeping me safe through the middle of the night. It was a frequency I didn't hear, washing away the residue of fear. A quiet melody, a soft refrain, a sanctuary from the pouring rain. You were always there, a guardian soul, making all my broken pieces whole. Always there in the neon blue, The physical world begins to fade away, losing the colors of the everyday. The noise of the street is a distant hum. We're moving together, completely numb. I look across the table in the dim cafe, and suddenly the gravity is washed away. I'm falling upward into empty space, captured entirely by your quiet face. There are no borders and there are no lines, just a universe of beautiful designs. A million stars reflected in the blue. The only reality I see is you. I'm getting totally lost in your eyes tonight, bathing in the soft and celestial light. In your eyes, there's a digital sea, washing away all the sorrow in me. I don't need a compass, I don't need a guide. I'm perfectly happy on this cosmic ride. The synthesizer is humming a gentle chord, a beautiful treasure, a hidden reward. I see my reflection in your steady gaze, lost in the middle of a violet haze. You speak in a language of silence and light, making the heavy shadows take to flight. It's an analog dream in a modern age, writing a story on a blank new page. Don't blink, don't look away from me right now. I'm making a silent and eternal vow to stay in this orbit, gentle and true, revolving forever around only you. I'm getting totally lost in your eyes tonight, bathing in the soft and celestial light. In your eyes, there's a digital sea, washing away all the sorrow in me. I don't need a compass, I don't need a guide. I'm perfectly happy on this cosmic ride. In your eyes, in your in your eyes.
The rain washed the pavement an hour ago, and now the entire street is putting on a show. I stopped by the window of the corner store. I don't feel like a heavy shadow anymore. I look at the glass and I see my own face, finding my footing in the modern race. The neon signs are flashing in magenta and red, erasing the cynical, heavy things they guitar plays a happy, bright hook. I'm ripping the pages from the cynical book. 100 beautiful stories played on the tape, perfectly crafted in a sonic escape. The cars are rushing by in a colorful blur. I know exactly who we originally were. A pocket of freedom, incredibly sweet, making the victory beautifully My entire empire is built around this view. A masterpiece painted in black and gold. A beautiful story that never gets old. I'm staring at the neon reflections tonight. Reflections bathed in the warm and the ultraviolet light. Neon reflections, wild and free. A beautiful universe meant just for me. I'm spinning around in a vintage groove with absolutely nothing I need to prove. Reflection, shining so bright. Reflection, ruler of the night. Reflection.
I left the coffee cup upon the stand, a fading picture in my trembling hand. The apartment feels so empty and so wide, with absolutely nowhere left to hide. I watch the yellow taxis pass below, through the haze of the purple neon glow. I tell myself that you just need some space, a temporary absence from this place. The cassette is stuck on our favorite song, wondering where the story all went wrong. I'm sending signals out into the rain, a quiet rhythm to a quiet pain. If you come back again, I'll leave the light on, waiting in the shadows till the break of dawn. If you come back again, out of the blue, I'll erase the static and start anew. I'm holding on to ashes of a burning flame, whispering the syllables of your name. The dust is settling on the stereo. I'm moving incredibly painfully slow. I wonder if you kept the silver ring, or if you threw away everything. I try to build a bridge across the dark, looking for a recognizable spark. But time is a river that washes the shore. I don't know if you love me anymore.
for the final midnight show. The station is signing off the analog air, leaving the heavy electricity resting there. I'm sitting in the dark with a glass of cheap wine, watching the end of the illuminated line. The static is waiting to swallow the sound and pull the beautiful magic to the ground. The physical world is ready to sleep with a heavy silence that makes me weep. I wanna stretch the ribbon, delay the inevitable fate, and hide inside the sanctuary we made. It's the closing chord of a beautiful day, watching the vibrant colors wash away. The closing chord, lingering in the blue, a solitary echo reaching out to you. I'll hold on to the melody until the very end, my quietest, most loyal vintage friend. The radio plays a distant, muted track. I'm stepping forward, but I'm looking back. The guitar is crying a lonely, sweet sigh underneath the heavy, invisible sky. We dance to this rhythm in a different time, a perfect architecture and a flawless rhyme. But now the tape is stretching, the sound is so thin, I can't remember where the endings begin. Let the white noise rush into the empty room. I'm surrendering myself to the velvet gloom, a vintage isolation, perfectly complete, while the ghosts walk outside on the street. It's the closing chord of a beautiful day, watching the vibrant colors wash away. The closing chord, lingering in the blue, a solitary echo reaching out to you. I'll hold on to the melody until the very end, my quietest, most loyal vintage friend. Closing chord, closing chord, nowhere left to go.
watching the final traces of the artificial light. The ocean meets the sky in a seamless, perfect line. A beautiful geometry, a quiet, grand design. There are no borders and there are no walls. Just listening to the way the quiet universe calls. The gravity is a river that continues to flow, with absolutely nowhere else we need to go. I open my hands and I let it release, finding the center of my analog piece. Looking out at the midnight blue horizon, watching the heavy celestial suns arising. The midnight blue horizon, sprawling and deep, a beautiful promise we are going to keep. The entire world is sleeping far below, but we are alive in the ultraviolet glow. The synthesizer plays a heavenly slow chord, a quiet surrender and a sweet reward. We share a look across the empty, quiet space and chase away the cynical modern race. A telepathic wire connecting us to a highway of stars leading straight to you. A vintage sanctuary, timeless and grand, the most beautiful magic in an analog Let the universe spin in its crazy design. I know exactly where my soul aligns. A masterpiece painted in silver and blue, a perfect reflection of me and you. Looking out at the midnight blue horizon, watching the heavy celestial suns arising. The midnight blue horizon, sprawling and deep, a beautiful promise we are going to keep. The entire world is sleeping far below, but we are alive in the ultraviolet glow. Blue horizon, blue horizon, for you and me. The city is wrapped in a velvet cloak. The final words of the evening spoke. We're lying together in the dim yellow light, watching the shadows dance in the night. The physical world be at rest. I'm listening to the rhythm inside of your chest. We don't need a dictionary, we don't need a sound. The absolute truth has already been found. A look in your eyes says a million things. The sweetest melody that the universe sings. A telepathic wire connecting us to a beautiful blurring of me and you. Silent whispers in the dark, feeding the fire of the analog spark. Silent whispers, skin on skin. This is exactly where heaven begins. No need to talk, no need to explain. Washing away the residue of pain. The synthesizer plays a hypnotic slow hum. We're marching to a singular quiet drum. Your fingers are tracing the lines on my face, lost in the middle of this intimate space. The modern world shouts, but we only sigh underneath the heavy indigo sky. A vintage devotion, perfectly clear. I have everything that I need right here. Let the hour hand melt on the broken dial. Let's just stay lost for a beautiful while. A steady combustion, incredibly sweet, making the midnight completely complete. Silent whispers in the dark, feeding the fire of the analog spark. Silent whispers, skin on skin. This is exactly where heaven begins. No need to talk, no need to explain. Washing away the residue of pain. Silent whispers, silent whispers. Silent whispers, holding you tight.
The city moves at lightning speed, but I got everything I need right here in this quiet room, away from all the noise and gloom. People come and people go, like the static on a video. They're chasing shadows, chasing fame, but I only wanna speak your name. When the world gets tired and the lights go dim, and the chances of a dream look slim, I'll be the anchor in the shifting tide, with nowhere else to go and nowhere to hide. I'm the one who stays, I'm the one who cares. I'll follow you down torchlight burning bright through the middle of the lonely night. No matter how the wind may blow, I'm never gonna let you go. Let the others run away, I'm right here, I'm gonna stay. A constant pulse, a steady beat, making every moment sweet. I'm the one who stays, I'm the one who cares. I'll follow you down all the winding stairs. In a world of changes, I'll be the same, writing a story in a neon frame. Yeah, I'm the one who stays through the nights and days. The one who stays, always here. The one who stays, never fear. The gymnasium was covered in a heavy paper star. We parked the rusted Chevy right outside the bar. You wore a jacket that was 2 sizes too big. We didn't care about the modern, cynical gig. The speakers were pumping a heavy, slow jam. I finally knew exactly who I am. We stepped on the floor and we completely disappeared. The absolute greatest thing that I ever feared. The calendar froze in a perfect amber block. I completely disconnected the hands of the clock. The physical memory might slowly fade away, but the analog rhythm is forever gonna stay. We are trapped in a velvet night in '86, where the magic and the beautiful music mix. A velvet night wrapped in the indigo blue, a perfect universe designed exclusively for two. I close my eyes and I can smell your perfume, dancing alone in the middle of the room. The saxophone whispers a cinematic line, untangling the heavy knots along my spine. I remember the feeling of your hand in mine, a beautiful geometry, a perfect design. We didn't know the future would be heavy and fast. We thought the innocence would permanently last, but I kept the cassette safely locked in my chest, the absolute place where my treasures rest. Let the decades turn and the hair turn gray. I am never gonna wash the vintage magic away. A masterpiece painted in black and gold, a beautiful story that never gets old. We are trapped in a velvet night in '86, where the magic and the beautiful music mix. Ooh, a velvet night wrapped in the indigo blue, a perfect universe designed exclusively for two. I close my eyes and I can smell your perfume, dancing alone in the middle of the room. 86, hold me close tonight. 86, under the paper light.
We stepped out the glass doors into the evening breeze, high above the traffic and the concrete trees. The balcony railing is cool against my hand. We're looking over the absolute kings of the land. The lights are flickering in a rhythmic bright row, like a giant equalizer putting on a show. I hand you a glass and the crystal gently clinks, while the heavy, cynical modern world shrinks. The gravity is completely left on the ground. We are surrounded by a beautiful sound. No heavy worries and no future plans, just the magic resting right here in our hands. This is our Skyline Serenade tonight, bathed in the neon and the yellow light. A Skyline Serenade playing so loud, dancing alone on a beautiful cloud. We're the absolute rulers of the urban scene, the most incredible movie that I've ever seen. The saxophone plays a happy, bright hook. We're ripping the pages from the cynical book. We're swaying together in the purple and blue, a beautiful universe exclusively for two. The sirens below are just a distant slow hum. We're marching perfectly to a silent drum, a vintage escape in a digital age, writing a perfectly beautiful page. Let the millions of people rush on the street. We are enjoying this beautiful retreat, a masterpiece painted in black and gold, a beautiful story that never gets old. This is our Skyline Serenade tonight, bathed in the neon and the yellow light. A Skyline Serenade playing so loud, dancing alone on a beautiful cloud. We're the absolute rulers of the urban scene, the most incredible movie that I've ever seen. Skyline Serenade, dancing so high. Skyline Serenade under the sky. record store, looking exactly like you did before. The same old jacket and the same old smile. It's been a really, really long while. I hesitated by the avenue, wondering if I should walk up to you. But the universe has a funny way of bringing back the ghosts of yesterday. The tape rewinds to 1984, a sudden knock upon a closed door. I thought the fire had turned into ash, but memories are hidden in the cache. After all this time, the feeling remains, a quiet echo in the purple rain. After all this time, the signal is strong, like a missing verse to a favorite song. I'm falling back into the neon haze, lost inside your familiar gaze. And we talk so slow about the places that we used to go. The arcade hall and the midnight drive, the moments that made us feel alive. The years between us start to blur and fade under the cover of a synth face shade. It's like we simply paused the video and picked it up exactly where we let it go. Is it just a glitch, a sudden spark from a broken switch? I don't really care what the logic says. I'm happy living in these vintage days. After all this time, the feeling remains, a quiet echo in the purple rain. After all this time, the signal is strong, like a missing verse to a favorite song. I'm falling into the neon haze, lost inside your familiar gaze. After the miles between us look so vast and wide, a heavy ocean and a shifting tide. I see the cities passing on the screen, a million artificial lights between. But when the midnight settles in the room and chases out the daily heavy gloom, I close my eyes and suddenly I find you're living in the center of my mind. The physical world is just a temporary phase, a complication in this analog maze. The frequency of love is traveling fast, making sure this quiet bond will last. You're only a thought away in the velvet to the rainy street, where the neon lights and the darkness meet. I know the silence has a heavy weight, and maybe both of us are standing late. But don't let the distance grow too wide. I'm standing right here by your side. The static fades into a gentle hum, the quiet beating of a distant drum. We don't have to let the story fade, or throw away the beautiful love we made. Please don't turn away from me tonight. Let's find our way back to the fading light. Don't turn away and leave me in the blue. My analog heart is beating just for you. Just take a breath and look into my eyes, and leave behind the shadows and the lies. The radio whispers a familiar song, reminding us of where we both belong. I know the winter makes the spirit cold, but we have a magic that will not grow old. I'll wrap my arms around your quiet fears, and gently wash away the hidden tears. Just let the defenses softly fall. We're gonna safely catch them all. Don't close the door, don't walk into the gray. We have so many things we need to say. A temporary glitch upon the screen doesn't change the beauty we have seen. Please don't turn away from me tonight. Let's find our way back to the fading light. Don't turn away and leave me in the blue. My analog heart is beating just for you. Just take a breath and look into my eyes, and leave behind the shadows and the lies. Turn away, I'm standing here. Turn away, I'll dry the tear.
The sun is setting on a beach of pink and gray, watching all the Polaroids slowly fade away. I can still smell the ocean and your sweet perfume, lingering like shadows in an empty room. The tape is getting tangled, the colors start to bleed. You were always everything that I would ever need. Now I'm just a ghost inside a summer dream, floating down a slow and technicolor stream. You're more than a memory, more than a ghost. neon signs flicker. The feeling of losing you only gets thicker. A lo-fi heartbeat in a high-def world, thinking about the way your golden hair swirls. They said the fire wouldn't last the rain. They said the pleasure would turn into pain. The cynics placed their heavy, careful bets, waiting for the drama and the dark regrets. We walked a road that was covered in glass, watching the stormy modern seasons pass. We took the hits and we carried the load, walking together on a difficult road. The thunder roared and the lightning crashed, the artificial illusions quickly smashed. But we dropped an anchor in the deepest blue, and I tied my analog spirit to you. And here we stand, after all the years, after the laughter and the silent tears. Here we stand in the amber glow, watching the heavy city rivers flow. Unbroken, steady, solid and true. My greatest victory is standing with you. The saxophone whispers a victory tune under the watch of a silver vintage moon. I trace the lines that the timeline drew, a beautiful map that leads me right to you. We don't need to boast, we don't need to shout. We know exactly what this love is about. A comfortable silence, a gentle hand, the quietest shelter in a crazy land. watching the heavy city rivers flow. Unbroken, steady, solid and true. My greatest victory is standing with you. So loud, I'm a solitary ghost in a non-existent crowd. The neon sign is buzzing across the street, a lonely rhythm for a lonely heartbeat. I leave the porch light burning through the night, tiny beacon in the fading light. I promised I'd stay right here in this place, watching the shadows move across the space. My friends say I'm crazy, living in the past, holding on to a dream that was never built to last. But they don't know the frequency of our song, and they don't know where my spirit belongs. I'm just waiting for you in the indigo blue, with nothing else in the world to do. Waiting for you while the seasons fade, safe inside the memories we made. A vintage loyalty, quiet and deep, a beautiful promise I'm going to keep. The radio plays a whisper of a track, reminding me that you might never come back. I dust off the records and